Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nasalli ala Rasulil Kareem. So now we're moving on to a disjunctive syllogism. Okay? Now, we had the indirect inferences. We went through all this many times before. I'm not going to go over it again. But where we are now, right here, we are now right here. We finished categorical. We finished hypothetical. Now you're on disjunctive. Okay? So, a disjunctive syllogism. What's a disjunctive syllogism? A disjunctive syllogism is when you have what? Two premise, as normal, and one conclusion. But the first premise gives a choice between two alternatives. And the second premise either selects or rejects one of the alternatives. So what do you have? Two premise and a conclusion. What do you have normally? Same thing, yes? Two premise and one conclusion. In a two premise, what does the first premise do? It gives us choice between few things. And the second one either affirms or rejects the selection. And then the conclusion will then be a simple proposition. This is called shartiyya munfasila. What's it called? Qadiyya shartiyya munfasila. Okay? So is that for example, the example is, say, what do you want for breakfast? Weetabix or cornflakes? So, do you want Weetabix or cornflakes for breakfast? What would you say? Cornflakes. Cornflakes, so therefore not Weetabix. That's our conclusion. So either Weetabix or cornflakes for breakfast, Weetabix, therefore not cornflakes. That's the obviously I know the fallacy in there. Coming to that shortly. But we're coming down now. So that's how it works. Do you understand? So you have two choices, you affirm or deny one of the choices, and then you come to the conclusion of the other one. This is called a disjunctive syllogism. You get it? Do you understand? Do you understand? For example, this is either tea or coffee. First proposition. It gives a choice between two things, tea or coffee. The second proposition affirms one. It's coffee. So therefore, it's not what?
It's not coffee.
It's not coffee. So what does it have to be? Tea. It has to be tea. You get it? Do you understand? Okay? So it is tea. Yes? That's how it works. It's called a disjunctive syllogism. When you give two options, then you affirm or deny one a second, and then you come to a conclusion based on the second premise. Now, what we have to do here is to understand that between the choices given, there are three relationships. When you have the choices that you were given in the first proposition, the relationship between them comes of one of three. The first is called a strong disjunct. What's it called?
Strong.
It's called a strong disjunct. What does that mean? Mani'atul khuluwi wal jam'i. What does khala yakhlu khuluwan mean? Khalin? Huh? Alone, empty, void of. And majama' yajma'u? So it can't be empty, it can't be void of it can't be collective, both of it.
That's the example you just gave.
Well, either or. So for example, let's make some easy example. If, example, Mummy said, someone came, so let's say two went to the masjid. I came back first, and I said, who came? It's either Abdullah Abdul Rahman, or I can affirm it was Abdul Rahman. So what do we know from that? It's not Abdullah. Because now, one of the boys came back. Only one came. One person came back. So one person came back, so it can't be void of it, the two of you. And it can't be both of you, because only got one pair of shoes came in the house. Unless you change the shoes in the masjid and exchange it by a prank. But you get the idea. You following? So it's called manitul khuluwi wal jam'i. It can't be neither, it can't be none, and it can't be both. You following? So it's called a strong disjunct. It has to be one of the two of them. It can't be both, or it can't be none. You get it? Are you following? You can't say it's none of them. Yes? For example, it's either day or night. Yes? Or we can define day when the sun goes below the horizon or above the horizon. We got exact defining point. Yes? So day means after sunrise, and night means after sunset. That's it then. Okay, is there a third option? There's no third option. Is day or night? Yes? Only two things. Is there a third thing? It's only two. Now, if we say it is not day, what does it have to be automatically?
Night.
It has to be night. Correct? And if we say it is either day or night, it is day, therefore it is what? Not, it's not what?
Not night.
It's not night. Huh? Yes? Now, when we have a maniyatul khulubi wal jam'i, if we've only got two options, both affirming and denying will give us a correct answer. Because we only got two options, isn't it? And we know that it has to be one and it can't be both. You get it? On the contrary, you get it? So whether we affirm one of the options or we deny one of the options, we can get 100% results. Because it's maniyatul khulubi, it has to be one. It has to be one and it can't be both. Do you understand? Did you pass your exam? Did you fail your exam? Now, if you assume you sat the exam and the exam was marked and you got the results back, there's only two options. You either got above the pass mark or below the pass mark. So if you said, I did not fail, automatically what happened? I pass. I did not pass, automatically you know what happens? I failed. You following? Yes. A weak disjunct is the opposite. It's only maniyatul khulu, but not maniyatul jam'. Do you understand? Yes? For example, I'm here downstairs and there's a whole racket upstairs. What's happening? A lot of noise in my room upstairs. What do we know for sure? People are playing upstairs. Can it be nobody playing upstairs? But it can be that all of you are playing upstairs. Is that not possible? It's possible, isn't it? That all of you are playing. It can't be that nobody is playing, but it can be many of you. So maniyatul khulu means it can't be nobody, but it can be everybody. An example of this is what? Let's example. To open a bank. So let's say, for example, I say, okay. So if I'm here downstairs and I said, who's making noise upstairs? Can you say no one? Because where's the noise coming from? You get what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that it's only one person. It could be what. So for sure, when I hear a noise, I know one of the children is upstairs making noise, and it's making noise upstairs. But one of you are jumping around upstairs, isn't it? So, but it's maniyatul khulu. It cannot be void of any of the five of you. However, it could be what? It's not maniyatul jam'i. It could be all of you, four of you, three of you, two of you. Are you following? Do you understand? That's what it means. It has to be one person. Or, for example, look, to open a bank account, you must have what? Imagine the document. To open a bank account, you must have either a passport or a driving license. What is this?
Weak disjunct.
It's a weak disjunct. Why is it weak disjunct? Weak disjunct?
Because you can have both.
Yeah, you can have both. So let's say, for example, we have this, and I said she opened a bank account using her driving license. Can I assume from here she didn't have a passport? Because it's not maniyatul jam'. It doesn't mean we can't have both. Do you understand? Yes? Is like, for example, we have water and dates at iftar. Everybody's fasting, yes? So everybody's fasting, and it's what iftar time. And what is there to eat? Water and dates. And I said, have you all broken your fast? And they all said, yes, we've opened our fast. Correct? And I said, what did you have? What did you have first? What did you say first? What example did you say? Water or dates? Dates. Can I assume you didn't have water? You could have water as well. Because to open the fast, you only need one. It doesn't mean you can't have both. It's maniyatul khulu. But then the fast will be broken. So for the fast to be open, you must have at least one.
But if your question is...
And then my question is, what do you break your fast with? My question is, what did you eat? So I can't say, oh, because you drank water, that means you didn't have dates. Because the fast only necessitates what? One of those occurring. It doesn't mean what? Both not. Or only one happened, not the other. You understand? So we can't. So when you have a maniyatul khulubi, what happens? How can you cannot by affirming one, you can't deny the other. But by denying one, you can affirm the other. So for example, same example. I said, have you opened your fast after Maghrib? You said what? Yes. What did you not have?
What I know.
I didn't have. Yeah, what did you not have?
Water.
You didn't have water. So I know for sure if you open your fast, what did you have? Dates. Do you understand? Because the fast is open, automatically what must have happened?
You had one.
You have one. So by denying one, you can affirm the other. But by affirming one, you can't deny the other. Because it's not ma'natul jam'. Do you understand? Make sense? Okay? Okay. Now if I say here, same thing. She does not have a driving license. So now she must have a passport. So this is valid. So deny in a ma'natul khulu, you can deny, but affirming one does not deny the other. Because it's not ma'natul jam'. Because you can have both. So by affirming one does not deny the other. But by denying one, you know that it must be the other must be there. You following? The other one is called ma'natul jam'i. I don't know English. I can't find an English name for it. What does ma'natul jam'i mean?
You have one.
You can have one, but you can't have both. Yes? You can't have both, but you can have neither.
Okay.
Is he a Christian or Muslim? Says none. Yes? He could be a Jew.
But
Yeah, but affirming one denies the other. So if I say, is he a Christian or a Muslim? What does he say? What?
if he's a Muslim, then he's not.
He's not a Christian. So he's not a Christian. But if I say he's either Christian or Muslim, if I say he's not a Muslim, doesn't mean he's a Christian.
But if say he's either a Christian or Muslim, no, it does show.
Huh?
If say he's either a Christian, so if but that either shows he's one of the two.
One of the two.
Yeah, if you understand this to be a maniyatul khulu. He's a Muslim or yeah. It could be, but that can happen. You got it? So for example, if I say, who opened the door? Who put the keys in the lock and opened the door? Yes? So if you say, it's not Abdul Rahman. Yes? So you can't say Abdullah, it could be me. It's manitul jam', you can't be both of them. But it's not manitul khulu. So if it is Abdul Rahman, we know it's not Abdullah, we can affirm that. But by not being Abdul Rahman, that means Abdullah.
Yeah.
Because it can be somebody else, it can be one of the girls, it can be me. Do you get what I'm saying? So what do you have? When we have a strong disjunct, it has to be one and it can't be none. So by affirming one or denying the other, we come to a conclusion. If it's two propositions, if it's only two options. In maniyatul khulu, by doing what? By affirming one, it doesn't necessarily the other is not there because you can have both. And in maniyatul jam'i, if you affirm one, the other can't be there because you can't have both. Are you following? Yes? Do you understand? So next time if you go on a plane and they say tea or coffee, so say, is it maniyatul jam'i wal khulu? Is it maniyatul jam' or maniyatul khulu? Anyway, what does that mean? Should ask your host or a hostess. What is your question? Is it maniyatul jam'i wal khulu? Okay, if they do you want tea or coffee, if it's maniyatul jam'i wal khulu, what does that mean?
That you can only have one.
No, you can have both.
No, maniyatul jam'i wal khulu.
Or you can only have one. Sorry.
And you have to have one. By law, you have to have one. So if it's maniyatul jam'i wal khulu, it means you have to have one. So you either must have tea or you must have coffee, but not both. If it's maniyatul jam'i, what does that mean?
You have a choice, but you can't have both.
Yeah, you can have one, but you can't have both. Or you can have none. A maniyatul khulu,
You have to have one, but you can't.
you have to have one, but you can't have both. Yes? So when next time the question...
In maniyatul jam'i wal khulu, can you have both?
No, maniyatul jam' as well, isn't it? You can have both. Maniyatul jam'.
But you can't.
Maniyatul jam'i wal khulu, you must have one. We'll force down one down your throat.
What maniyatul khulu is only?
Maniyatul khulu, what's khulu mean? Empty. You must have one, but you can have both.
Okay, yeah.
Yes?
It can be neither as well.
A maniyatul jam'i can be, it can be neither as well. So you have to understand what the question is actually, what kind of question it is. Do you understand? So when you have options, yes? Yeah? Got it? So for example, he performs salah and he has either wudu or tayammum. What's that?
Maniyatul jam'i.
No, khulu.
No, maniyatul khulu. No, we
You
can't
have to
both.
have one.
Maniyatul jam'i wal
Maniyatul jam'i wal khulu. You can't have both. Because tayammum negates wudu.
Unless you
But then it's negated automatically.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it said tayammum and then found
Yeah.
So then tayammum is broken.
And the tayammum don't count.
Tayammum is gone now. Once you found water, but it's not counted. It's null and void.
Though.
It's null and void. It's null and void. So when you perform salah, having tayammum and wudu is what? Manu to jam'i wal khulu. You have to have one, and you can't negate both of them. Are you following? Okay. He either gives zakah or receives zakah.
No, that's manatul jam'i.
Yeah, because you could be in the middle. You don't give or you don't receive. You're not rich enough to give zakah, and not poor enough to receive zakah.
No, you're poor enough to receive it, to receive it.
No, but if you say he either gives or receives zakah, it's man to jam'i. You can't be both giving zakah and receiving zakah.
Yeah.
But it could be khali. I don't have enough wealth to give zakah, but I'm okay. I can survive in I'm not poor that I need zakah. Possible. Yes? So that's man jam'i wal khulu. We've got some more examples here. Yeah. So what we have here, we have what? We have three forms. We have the strong disjunct, which is what? Man al khulu wal jam'i. In there, affirming and denying. If you affirm one or deny the other, you get the right conclusion. Okay? Yes? If you got a weak disjunct, meaning only one of them, if you affirm one, if by affirming one, you don't get necessarily the other one. You following? If you deny one, then you know what? Because it has to be one of them, you know the other one is valid, is necessarily true. And in Manatul Jam'i, by denying one, by affirming one, you know the other one can't be there because it can't be both of them. Yes? I'm not sure it's going to work with the audio. Because the audio is not going to play.
Every nation in every region now has a decision to make. Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
What's this? Yeah. So it's called a false dilemma. When you present what? When you present a maniyatul jam'i as a maniyatul mani jam'i wal khulu. And it's called a false dilemma. When you present an option as such, there's only two of them. So you have to be one. We say, so you present it as maniyatul mani jam'i wal khulu, but it's really what? Maniyatul jam'i. That's why we need either with somebody who's bombing you, or we neither think that you're going to invade another country is going to cause any benefit. We don't think either way the solution. You can have that possibility. So it's called what? A false dilemma. Do you understand? So it happens many times when you, like in politics, in debates, it happens that you either with us or against us. Or for example, you either support LGBT or you're homophobic. So communicate. That's not mandatory jam'i wal khulu. You can say, well, I don't support it, but the country is giving you freedom. You can do as you want. I don't support it. Ethically, morally, I don't support it. But they present it as well. Mandatory jam'i wal khulu. So you have to, mandatory khulu. You have to, mandatory jam'i wal khulu. You can't be both or you can't be empty. You have to pick a choice. That's called false dilemma. You understand? Many things like that. So many things. If you look at politics and in public discourses, just think about it. I've got it in my other notes somewhere, but these are some easy examples. Okay? Yes? Okay? So you got a disjunctive syllogism. It's called shartiyya munfasila. Meaning what? When you have two propositions and a conclusion, the first proposition gives us what? Two choices. And the second proposition what? Affirms or denies one choice. And from there we get our conclusion. Okay? If you have to have one, but you can't have both, it's called what? A strong disjunct. It must be one, not both. Maniyatul khului wal jam'i. And if it is what? A weak disjunct means maniyatul khulu. It has to be one of them. And a maniyatul jam'i means it can't be both. When it's a strong disjunct, you can do what? Affirm or deny you, the other one is going to be true for sure. And if it's a weak disjunct, by affirming one, you can't deny the other. Because only maniyatul khulu, not maniyatul jam'i. When you have maniyatul jam'i, you can, by affirming one, you know it can't be the other one because you can't have both of them. Okay? You following? Do you understand? So this is called what? A disjunctive syllogism. Okay? And remember, it won't come across as such. It does not always spell out as such. Like George Bush never said it's what? I'm having a disjunctive syllogism. You have to understand it and pick it out. And see it within the text. See it within what are they doing. That's where we just learn these basic terms and apply it. So it's not, as I said, it seems that these are just basic, where does this come? It comes in every day. When we start talking and we're discussing things, a lot of things come down, definitions not being clear. a lot of things come down to this false dial. A lot of like these things are seen all the time. You have to be able to pick it out as you get practice and you start thinking at things and start thinking on this. Now you realize, okay, what are the mistakes being made? So when you misrepresent one of these disjuncts, either as a weak or strong, you misrepresent it. It's called what? A false dilemma. Yes. Okay. Subhanallah. Bihamdi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.